Okay, we're not going to go over the homework. Obviously, you should grade your own. You should look at the answers that I shared with you. You need to learn these adjectives. So the directions had said basically to answer the question with the opposite of the underlined word. I know some of yours are not underlined, but hopefully you could have figured out what the adjective was. You also want to make sure you're paying attention to the endings. For the model here in purple, I had Diego would say, Yo soy ordenado y tú. So ordenado, you have to know that word means tidy. And he's a boy. How do I know? Because it ends in an O and his name is Diego. So then what's the opposite of tidy? You needed to ask yourself. Well, the opposite of tidy is someone who is messy. And in our notes, the word for messy is either desordenado or desordenada. How do I decide whether to put desordenado or desordenada? You have to look at the girl's name. Her name is Inés. So Inés is a girl's name. So you would have written desordenada. Okay. So as I'm going over this with you, kind of pretend like I'm right in front of you, and we're going over this together. Carolina says, Yo soy seria. What does seria mean? Serious. To me, there's two opposites for serious. The opposite for serious could be funny, and that is either gracioso or graciosa. Ricardo is a boy, so you would pick gracioso. There's technically one other opposite of serious. That'd be someone who's silly or foolish. And that in Spanish is tonto or tonta. It would be tonto because, again, Ricardo's a boy. I'm not expecting you to come up with both. I'm just showing you that there are two possibilities. So again, seria, serious, gracioso, funny, seria, serious, tonto, silly, foolish. Okay, Ramon es prudente. Do you know what prudente means? You should be thinking shy. I'm sorry, I apologize. Prudentes means cautious, careful. Opposite of someone who's cautious, careful, to me is daring. Do you know the word for daring? Hopefully you're saying atrevido, atrevida. How do I decide? It's Ignacio atrevido, since he's a boy. Here we have Eduardo. He's simpático. Hopefully you know that simpático means friendly. Opposite of friendly is someone who is unfriendly. So that would be, do you know? Hopefully you're saying antipático or antipatica. So now you look at her name. It's Carlota. So she is unfriendly female. Antipatica. Número 4. Yo soy fea. Fea means ugly. Opposite of ugly, there are two possibilities. We'll go with the only female version because Teresa's a girl, and that would be pretty because guys are not going to want to be called pretty. So we would say bonita. The other one could have been good looking, which is either guapo, guapa. We're going to say guapa. Okay, on to cinco. Yo soy flaca. Do you know what flaca means? Hopefully you're thinking skinny. The opposite of skinny is someone who is fat. Correct. So there's only one word for fat. That is either gordo or gorda. Javier is a guy's name, so you should have written gordo. Moving over to seis. Yo soy activo. Activo means active. Opposite of to me, for someone who's active, and there's a couple of interpretations for this, would be someone who's lazy, boys and girls. So I would have chosen the word for lazy, which is perezoso or perezosa. We're going to choose perezosa because Elena is a girl. Some kids also said that they thought that gorda would work here. I'm not saying it's my favorite answer, but I do see their thought process because if you're not active, you're kind of doing nothing, which means maybe you're getting fat. You may have some other ideas. We can discuss that when I return if you want. But again, I'm not grading this. You are just checking your answers. Okay, Alberto's a dude and he's saying, Yo soy rubio. What's rubio mean? Hopefully you said blonde. Now, there's no real opposite of blonde, but there are two other hair colors that we learned. And they are either pelirrojo or pelirroja. We're going to choose pelirroja because Sandra's a girl. And the other one, dark-haired brunette, is moreno or morena. And try and practice your pronunciation with these adjectives, pelirroja or morena. Okay, moving on to ocho. Mariana, yo soy graciosa. Okay, this word means silly. This word means funny. So the opposite of someone who's funny, we already did this in numero uno, is someone who is serious. The word for serious in Spanish is pronounced serio or seria. We're going to choose serio because that is masculine, because Luis is masculine. Nueve. Yo soy paciente. Paciente is a cognate. It looks like the word patient. The opposite of patient is someone who is impatient. Andres is a boy, but it does not matter because there's only one word for impatient in Spanish, impaciente. Okay, the last one is 10. Yo soy artístico. This was a really hard one. I think a lot of you were like, there's really no opposite. I'm thinking personality wise here. And again, I'm generalizing, saying that if you're all about the arts, you're probably not going to be all about the sports. Ah, Senora, I get it. I disagree with you, but I get it. The word is sports minded. And Isabella is a girl, but it honestly doesn't matter because the only word for sports minded is deportista. And again, you may have different opinions for that one, but that is what I was going for. Okay, that is it. You don't need to resubmit it. You can edit your own answers. I forgot to say that. You could just look at mine. It's up to you. But obviously, I'm not there to go over it with you, but I wanted you to get some feedback. Okay, thank you so much. Go ahead and move on to the next assignment on today's agenda.